Okay, we're going to make noodles, and we have all of our supplies. We have 2 cups of flour. We need some salt. We have 3 egg yolks. I've already separated them. And then we're going to use 1 full egg. So I'm going to let you see how we mix it up. Okay, put the 2 cups of flour in the bowl, and you use your hands and make a well in the middle of it. Just kind of dig it out. You put the 3 egg yolks in, and then you do 1 whole egg. Okay. Then you put in 2 teaspoons of salt. And add about a 1/4 cup of water at a time. So you add a 1/4 cup and you start mixing it up. Get the eggs mixed up real good till it gets doughy. If you need a little more water, just add a little more water. I add it just a little bit at a time. Usually takes about 1/2 cup total, but sometimes it takes more. And you don't want it too wet, but not too dry, just like pie dough, kind of pie crust. Scrape the sides, get all the flour out, get it all mixed in. Could use a KitchenAid mixer, but I just have always done it by hand. Needs a little bit more water. See, it's starting to get doughy looking, not floury. And it's going into a good ball. So, now here comes the messy part. Spread a whole bunch of flour out on your counter. Get a good mess. Dump all the dough in it. Then you're going to knead the dough. You're going to put all kinds of flour around it. Work it around so you get flour everywhere, in the middle, on the outside. And you do this for about 5 to 10 minutes until the dough's kind of rubbery. Not too soft, but not sticky. You want it rubbery. Just go back and forth. Squeeze it. See inside where it's doughy, and then you just put some flour in it and work it together. And it makes a mess. Just keep adding more flour to it. And I won't make you watch me do this for 10 minutes. So you can press that button there. And okay, so we've worked this dough. Make sure it gets good and covered. See how it's not real wet. It's just kind of getting dry. And just put it in a bowl. Take a towel. Cover it up and let it rest for about 10 minutes. And then I'll shut this off while it rests, and then we'll come back.
Okay.
Ready? Okay, it's rested for a while. Now, we're going to take it and we're going to divide it into 4 sections. So you just tear it apart, make sure that if it's still wet in the inside, just put some more flour on it. Okay, so you got 4 sections. 3 of the sections we're just going to put out of the way put the towel back over it. This section we're going to roll out, so you want plenty of flour on your counter. And let's see, get your rolling pin and you just start rolling it out. It shouldn't, depending on what rolling pin you have, if you have a wood one, you'll probably want to put flour around it like that. You just start rolling it out, flip it over, make sure it's got plenty of flour on it so it doesn't stick. Keep flipping it, add more flour. See how rubbery it is? I like it rubbery. You don't want it to stick to your rolling pin. See it shrinking back? It's pretty good and thin. Then you take it and you roll it up. And do a tube. You got a tube. You're going to set that aside. You're going to do that to all 4 pieces. Put your flour back sticky on it. That's how they don't get sticky either, but you can use whatever works. And you parchment down. Make the little flour. Then I gotta get my knife, which I should have had out, but I didn't. I use a nice Pampered chef knife. And any sharp knife will work. I just happen to like this one. Then you're gonna actually cut the noodles. Now it depends on how thick. If you want thick ones, cut them about like that. See it? If you want thin ones, just cut them thin. They don't have to be exact. You just make cuts along this whole tube. Kind of move it out of the way. Cut the whole tube. You're going to do this to all 4 tubes all the way across. They don't have to be perfect cuts every time. Some will be bigger, some will be littler. That's okay. I don't use a serrated knife. It's a straight edge knife. Seems to work better. And once you get it cut, you want to shake them out onto your paper. They just kind of unroll on their own. Sometimes they're a little sticky, so just spread them out. Whoops. That one will be for Steve. Okay. And you have to do this to all 4 tubes.
I think you showed enough of these. I'm gonna shut off.
No.
I'm standing here.
They can hear you.
I know.
Okay, fine. So, Denny doesn't want to do it anymore, so we'll just, this is how you do it. You shake them all out, and I won't make him record. Okay, we have all the noodles cut, spread out, and just shake them all out to make sure that they can dry. And you're going to leave them to dry on the paper for about 2 hours. 2 or 3 hours. It doesn't hurt if it's a little bit longer. However, it goes with whatever you're cooking with them. So we'll leave these set for a couple hours, and then I'll show you how to cook them. Okay, all the noodles are set and they dried out. And we're going to put them in to cook them. So we're going to carry them over to the stove. And over here, I've taken a big thing of chicken broth. And we put it in the pan. Okay, show pan. And got it boiling, added some salt and pepper. And then we're going to add the noodles. Just grab a handful of noodles and just kind of drop them in. So you got them all in there. All the little pieces and just leave the flour on the thing to throw away. And stir it up. And you're going to let it come back to a boil. Then when it comes back to a good boil, we're going to turn the heat down to about medium-low. And we'll put the lid on it. I always leave a little bit to vent. And we're going to let them cook till they thicken up. And I have some extra chicken broth that I didn't use in case it thickens up and you need to add a little bit more. So we'll let this cook for a while. You can come in and stir every little bit and check them. And we'll let this cook for a while and we'll check on them in a little bit. Okay, you see how that they're, I'll try and do this without Denny, they're thickening up. You just come in and stir it every once in a while and make sure it doesn't stick to the bottom. And you can keep adjusting the heat down a little bit. I'm sorry I don't really know how long to tell you to cook them. Usually I just cook them until they're tender and I have Denny taste them. So I'm not quite sure how long to cook them. Looks like that we have enough chicken broth in it, but if they start thickening up too much before you go to serve them, you can always just add a little bit more chicken broth to it. Even water if you run out of broth, or turkey drippings, any of that, you know, you put in to kind of keep enough liquid in them. So looks like they're getting close to being done. Okay, well, it looks like they're about done. Denny taste tested them. Said they were real good. You see how it's thickened up. And the noodles are, you know, mushy. If it gets a little bit too thick and not enough sauce, just add a little bit of chicken broth. And that's it. A good batch of fresh homemade egg noodles.